one that's like tuna on.
What the crap did you just catch?
God. Check this out. So we're going lake trout fishing. That's got to be a Coke too. That's a spool of kokanee right there.
Different episode today, you guys. We're jigging for multiple species, different techniques. Timestamps are in the description below. We'll see you out there.
Tuna on. Hey guys, we're out here fishing Flaming Gorge. First burbot of the night. We're jigging pout bombs. We're just dropping these things down all the way to the bottom, jigging them up a little bit, and we're catching some fish. These things bite really light. They'll just barely move the rod. When you see that, yank up. If you don't have them on, drop it back down. A lot of times they'll bite them again.
Are you doing hard jigs, Colton?
Nope.
Just short little ones?
Yep, and he's all over you, Jake.
Yeah, Jake's got one.
Just dead stick it now. Bring it up and dead stick it. There he is. Yep. Nice.
You ever caught an albino burbot before?
Nope, that's his first burbot I've ever caught.
Wait, that's your first burbot you've ever caught? Oh my gosh, so
He's crazy looking.
you caught the first burbot you ever caught and it's albino burbot.
Yep.
What's wrong with you, man?
I don't know.
Oh man. Okay guys, we're up here fishing early November. We're kind of the tail end of the burbot spawn. We're up the Green River arm of near Firehole. Just finding burbot structure. We've got the live scope on. We have Jake catching a fish. But what happens with these fish, they'll move up into the river a little bit, or at least into the river channel up here near Firehole in kind of October, later October, early November, do their spawn, and then they'll come back down and kind of disperse back out throughout the lake. So this is a great time to really target them in big numbers. They'll get in bait balls, get right on top of them. We're seeing constant fish underneath us for the past hour or so. We filled up a cooler. We got doubles on right now. This is a really great time to try to help us out here on the lake. What the crap did you just catch?
Check this out.
Wow. A whole new meaning that you want to light.
Right. There he is. Nice. When you're out burbot fishing and want to target burbot, in the wintertime, we're targeting them 10 to 40 feet. Right now, we're 35 feet. We're here in November, but come the burbot bash, you want to find 10 to 35, 40 feet. Rocky areas is really well, and just find a lot of structure.
Jake's cooler, Colton's cooler, my mess.
Yeah. Looking for schools. I look for structure. You know, a lot of rocks, cliffy areas. You find schools around. We don't really care what fish they are, whether they're lake trout or kokanee or rainbows. Your lake trout will hold a little deeper than your kokanee, and then your rainbows are gonna be a little bit shallower, but we're looking for schools of fish near the rock structure, and we're just gonna drop on top of them. Banana spoons, pout bombs, Whapper flappers. We're gonna tip these and just lightly jig up, and a lot of times, like you said, they'll bite on the drop.
We're here in early May. What depths are we talking about as far as fish? We're catching rainbows probably about, I would say 5 to 15 feet deep.
Yeah, surface to 20, 25. We've even seen a few lake trouts that shallow, but when I'm looking for a lake trout right now, 50 to 70 feet. Kokanee, you're probably in the 20 to 50 foot range this time of year.
Is there any depth for vertical jigging that helps better? Like do the spook if they're too shallow?
If they're too shallow, you know, the spoons in the boat, they can definitely get scared. So really looking for fish, you know, 30 feet and deeper. Well, there's a few different things you can do with these spoons. You can just twitch them, or you can jig them quite aggressively. And a lot of times, like we said, the fish will bite on the drop. But yeah, there's just a few different things you can do to get these fish to bite.
Talk about the hook set. When you're setting the hook, so you talk about they hit on the drop, so you start to jig up, right? And you feel it.
Yep, you feel it, and then you really want to lift that pole up and set that hook good.
Okay, tell me about your setup. Looks like you're using the ice fishing rod.
I am. These work great for jigging even off the side of the boat. Running, you know, 8 to 10 pound line. And we're just, again, looking for fish along the structure. We'll cruise up this entire rock wall and see what schools we can find. Got him. Yeah, so normally when you'll find a school of fish like this, there'll be quite a few of them, and they're always hungry and they're willing to bite. Yep, I'm seeing some down there 100, 110 feet now. Pushing real close to the bottom.
So on the graph at first you saw about 5-6 fish, right?
Yep.
Then how many ended up once you dropped?
Oh, there was 30 or 40. They came out from the cliffs and the edges, and that's why you're looking for structure. They like to hide. They also use that to find food. This one's a little bigger.
Yeah, last little pup was little.
Yeah, can't get much smaller than that.
There we go. Alright, so Colton, tell me you switched that, you went down, caught a smaller one.
Yep, and then
They didn't want it again, so you switched to what?
I switched to a Pout bomb, yellow.
Often when we're fishing Lakers, we're fishing glow. Is this a glow yellow?
This is. Yep, this is a yellow glow Pout bomb, and it's a little heavier than our banana spoons, and it'll get down there a little faster. Got one.
I don't know. When things are a bomb, I'm not usually touchy, but kind of a funny name. If you're jigging and the fish are suspended in deep water, how you find them?
So the best thing we do is if you can't see it on your fish finder, whether it be a live scope or your 2D fish finder, the best thing to do, we found, is just drop it all the way to the bottom and then reel up to it, or take your best guess. You can, you know, drop it down and take a guess that way, but depending on the weight and everything else, lures drop faster and slower. Yeah, a lot of times you can get a jigging rod with a bait caster, and they come with line counters, and you can do it that way. You'll know right exactly what your depth is every time. Rainbow. Oh man, he hit hard, yep. Yellow Pout bomb.
Okay guys, I'm working a black Marabou jig along the shoreline here. Right now, both Utah and Wyoming have been stocking Eagle Lake string rainbows, which love to cruise shorelines. I'm casting it straight across for the most part. And then I'm just working it real slow. So when I do jig, I give it a real sharp jig, slowly reel down. And most of the time they're gonna hit it on that drop. So when I give that sharp jig, it's almost like I'm setting the hook over and over again. Now another thing I can do instead of a sharp one is just the double jig. You get a little just changing the action on it with the double jig a little bit. The downside to the double jig though, if they do grab it on that drop, you tend to not really set the hook really well. So I'm using a White River Zig Jig, which is a Marabou jig that's a little bit different. It's a little bit heavier on one side. So actually when it drops on an angle and kind of just flutters its way down. It gives it a pretty cool action versus just a typical rounded jig head, which will, you know, give it more of just a true dolphin up and down motion. So I've been getting a lot of short strikes this morning, caught a handful of fish. But if I get a short strike, I'll actually just let it die and just barely reel to keep some tension on it, and they will come back to it. I don't know, not every time, but quite often. I find I can do this with rainbows most of the day, you know, depending on time of year. Of course, kind of the pleasant time of day theory. If it's the middle of the winter, I'm doing this in the middle of the day when it's warmest. You know, it's hot in the summer, I'm gonna do it early and late. But I generally find April, May is the money time for the black jig. As I get into the summer, I'll go more crawdad colors, a little more olive orange. You know, and as the water warms, sometimes pick up a stray bass or two. You can see how slow I'm reeling that. Sometimes I use a really small sized reel. This one's fairly small, but sometimes I'll even go smaller. The tendency is definitely to reel too fast. So another fun part of this, you don't really need, for fishing rainbows like this, you don't really need a fish finder or live scope necessarily. You're just working structure, looking for deep drop-offs. There he is, got him right on the drop. So right there, I never felled him. I just watched the line go dead as it's dropping down this cliff. As soon as it went dead, set the hook, boom. Downside to that, you don't get the true tug as a drug moment. All right, got me a little lake trout pup on the black jig. So I got rainbows, cutthroat, and lake trout.
Oh no, they're still behind us.
Because I'm seeing a ton.
Mm-hmm, they're still back though.
On this.
Okay, here they come. Hopefully. Are they turning off? Might be turning off.
Mine, it's still saying there's some right underneath us.
Okay, here they come. There we go. Okay. Gotcha.
Nice, Colton.
Oh yeah, another kokanee.
On the jig.
On the banana spoon.
Hey guys, when you're jigging, when you see the school come underneath the boat, get your lure dropped real quick right in front of them, and then keep working it, keep moving it pretty fast. You're just trying to induce that reaction strike. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you made it this far, I just want to talk about Red Canyon Lodge, one of our great supporters. My favorite thing to do at Red Canyon Lodge is sit out on the deck on a Friday or Saturday night, listen to live music, and enjoy a wonderful dinner. Of course, if you're looking for lodging or just family activities, Red Canyon Lodge is your place. It's a little higher in elevation, so it's cooler in the summer. Has lots of cool stuff to do. Check them out. This series is made possible by Utah Tourism and the Flaming Gorge Chamber of Commerce.